I feel better having I just finished post. Well, right now my ARC thoughts on Impel Down are currently being uploaded on YouTube. So yeah, I feel better that I just did that. But let's get to my low, my high, my active kindness, shall we? My low is pretty self-explanatory. See, normally when I make my videos, I put them to Facebook first and then upload them everywhere else. But, I do upload to, Instagram and YouTube. But literally all day, my video wouldn't upload. At all. And I have no clue why that was. That shouldn't have even remotely been the case. But, let me get set up a little bit. There we go. Now I have a little bit more color. Actually, hold on. Let me get a little more light in here. There we go. Now you can actually see my bright smiley face. Okay, so part of my low is the fact that yesterday's video couldn't upload to Facebook. I got to YouTube. Honestly, the most important thing is that it gets to YouTube. And via YouTube, I can post it to Facebook from there, as well as Twitter and Tumblr. But it's just so inconvenient sometimes, My other low is the fact that I can't believe that the Cardinals lost. That was a game for the Cardinals to lose. And they should not have lost that game. I'm really upset by that. And not because I don't like Aaron Rodgers either, although that's part of it. Seriously. Arizona, you now have something to work on. Special teams. I guarantee my father was probably watching the game last night. He saw the play where, it was a fair catch, and he touched it. I'm that play's going to cost him the game right there. And it did. So, that's over that. But my high, I saw a great episode of Hot Ones yesterday. Let's see, I got to talk to my dad a little bit. And from an act of kindness, I did some errands for my grandmother. So, actually, another part of my high is it's actually my parents' wedding anniversary today. So, major shout out to my parents. It's their 38th wedding anniversary. My mom is unfortunately working today, so they'll have to wait till tomorrow to celebrate. But whatever the case, they're still going to be together and celebrate, and that's what's most important. I can't wait to celebrate with them. I actually have my my anniversary card. I'm only getting them an anniversary card. Am I really supposed to be getting my parents anything for their anniversary? Last year I got them a card, but my father unknowingly made me feel guilty about having just given them a card by saying, I wasn't going to put anything like money in the card or anything, but still, only my parents should really be getting stuff for each other. Honestly, the fact that I took the time to get them a card should mean I cared enough to remember. I don't know, that's just me. I got them the card, I gotta sign it and, put it in a place where they can find it. And maybe if I have time, I'll grab them something for a gift. I don't know. I'll play it by ear. But, yeah, that's another thing about an act of kindness. I got them a birthday card. So, good morning and happy Friday, everyone. So, how about getting into talking about yesterday's episode of Hot Ones? Because this is a great episode. A very good episode. I like how honest Mila Kunis was with herself. She really was convinced that her spice tolerance isn't very high. And it did kind of show. But she still legit did a good job with what she was doing. And throughout, we asked a lot of really great questions. We heard a lot of really great answers to questions Mila Kunis is Meg on Family Guy. Of course, she was going to talk about Family Guy a little bit. She talked a little bit about Bitcoin because her husband, Ashton Kutcher, who is also a Hot Ones alum, is a fan of that stuff. Live about technology, raising kids, going to the Dodgers games. Fun fact: when Family Guy first aired, everything was hand drawn by Seth MacFarlane, which makes sense. It is Seth MacFarlane's show. He did go to the Rhode Island School of Design, and I forget what the Y stands for, but yeah, he did that. So yeah, and that's actually, I know I've made fun of Family Guy in the past and how it's just so lowest common denominator that I really don't want to watch anymore. But make no mistake, there really was a time when Family Guy really was like one of the best shows on TV. Like right up there with South Park and The Simpsons. I mean, The Simpsons, even by that point, was technically living death. But The Simpsons was still good. And there was up until it got canceled the first time, a good 4-year run where Family Guy really was the best it could be. And I'll admit, when it came back for seasons 4 and a little bit of season 5, it still hit all the right notes. It's just a real shame that Family Guy really is the level of, bad that it is now. I mean, from what I hear, it's gotten a little bit better, but I really wouldn't keep my hopes up. That's just me. Anyway, Mila Kunis talked about the stoner cats and gimmicks, and now she's like into like that animation sort of aspect as well. Yeah, she fact-checked her husband too. That was really funny. Like in Ashton Kutcher's episode, he talked about how like all the stuff from that '70s show was gone, and Mila Kunis was like, "You didn't get rid of any of that stuff." And the funny thing is, Ashton Kutcher was actually like in the audience, like watching from the background. He's like, "Who are you talking to? I'm not here." Good on Ashton Kutcher for being there to support his wife, which that is the devoted husband right there. Seriously, like, if you see your spouse taking on the wings of death, like, y'all better be there for him. Seriously, if I had like a girlfriend or a spouse and she was doing hot ones, I'd be like, let me go too. I actually want to be on hot ones. I wouldn't mind doing it. Although that'd be a sign of a true perfect girlfriend for me if I was ever on hot ones and she like let me go with you. Like, if she, like, seriously, like, bro or girl, if your other half wants to join you for something like going on hot ones, like, they're keepers. Okay, I'm letting you know right now. That's just my humble opinion, okay? So, all in all, great episode of Hot Ones. Really couldn't think of anything better for Mila Kunis. I'm really glad she stuck it out. I honestly think she did better than she let on. But again, I'm one of the optimistic types. So, yeah, here's this episode of Hot Ones. Very nice. And now we get into Totally Not Mark's blind review of Naruto. I said that for every time he does a Naruto-related video, I'll share my thoughts on that particular topic that he talked about. So, this week he talked about the Konoha Crush, or the Leaf Village invasion, and the Search for Tsunade arcs. Now, the former picks up right where the Chunin left off. Like, Sasuke is fighting Gaara, and Sasuke's struggling, then Naruto shows up, right? And throughout the series at this point, Naruto was sort of given the title of being an outcast and a freak. This was Naruto's opportunity to save the day. And he does. This was the point in the series I'm like, okay, I like Naruto now. Naruto's my boy. I'm watching him. I want to see what happens next. Not to mention, fighting Gaara was a great metaphor of how, because like Naruto, Gaara woke up alone. Also being considered a freak because he also has a demon inside him. So really, everything that Gaara is, Naruto very well could have been. So it's a nice metaphor right there. And one of the most heartbreaking as well as heartwarming moments for me is like they both already clashed. Like Gaara can't move, but Naruto is like laying on his stomach trying to inch closer to Gaara, trying to talk to him. And he's like, listen, you and I are a lot alike. We don't have to be alone. Like, Naruto is literally weeping for Gaara. You're like, that's beautiful, man. It really does not get much more beautiful than that. So, unknowingly, Naruto becomes a bit of a hero, at least among, his close friends, Sasuke, Sakura, and Kakashi Sensei. Although, because of the Leaf Village invasion, the third Hokage died thanks to Orochimaru, so now we have to find the fifth Hokage. Or the fourth Hokage died at the beginning of the series. Anyway, so they think that Jiraiya should do it, but Jiraiya's like, no, it's not my thing. So I'll give it to Tsunade. Obviously, Jiraiya takes Naruto because, and I'll never forget this line, Jiraiya says, a long time ago, the fourth Hokage was a student of mine. And you bear such a striking resemblance to the fourth Hokage that it's almost laughable. And then Naruto starts acting all cocky and arrogant, and then Jiraiya says, the only legit similarities you have are pigheadedness and spiky blonde hair. Which, yeah, if you can already tell, the fourth Hokage was totally Naruto's dad. But, they sort of did a good job of trying to hide the mystery. Probably because the story and everything going on in the story was so intriguing, you kind of forget to think, what does the fourth Hokage look like? Anyway, so they find Tsunade. She becomes the fifth Hokage. And during this time, Naruto runs into the problem of, because he has a demon inside him, there are organizations, a.k.a. the Akatsuki, who want him. For what? You don't know yet. But they want the demon inside him. So Naruto has to get stronger, and so he learns a new technique called the Rasengan, which is basically, it looks like an orb, a spherical orb of swirling chakra. It's swirling in millions of different directions on the inside, and it's supposed to be incredibly devastating if it hits you. When I first saw this attack, I'm thinking, okay, I kind of know if I like it or not, but the more it was used and the more I learned how it works, I'm like, okay, this is interesting. And now, when it comes to any sort of attack from a fictional protagonist, it's in my top 10. I don't know where it's in my top 10, but it's in my top 10. I mean, you have a few, classics you gotta beat, but, one of these days you'll probably do like a top 10 fictional, protagonist attacks, a list like that or something. I should do that. But, yeah. This is when I really started getting, I was already invested in the series. Now I'm like, after the Leaf Village invasion arc, I'm like, okay, I'm invested. I want to see what happens next. Unfortunately, Totally Not Mark will be talking about Berserk next week, so there will be no Naruto-related video next week. But for sure, if you watched Naruto and had the same experience I have, good for you. If you haven't really started watching Naruto, but you want to give it a shot, well, honestly, what are you waiting for? I mean, my ultimate real thoughts will be for after Totally Not Mark finishes talking about Naruto. But we'll have to get to that when we get to that. Which, at the pace he's going, he could probably finish doing Naruto by the end of 2021. Maybe. We'll have to see. Anyway, can you get myself some Ritas today? This is the second to last Friday Ritas is going to be open. I'm sad. But you know what? It was bound to happen eventually. Plus, to be perfectly honest, I kind of felt worse when we had to stop going to the lake. So, I was able to get through that. I can get through this just fine. Like, favorite, share, the subscribe button, follow me on social platforms, turn on those notifications on YouTube. I have a very helpful video for all of you guys watching. Enjoy for me. We'll be a wonderful, wonderful Friday. Remember, you're going to talk to channels. We're here to learn. Right back. Take care and make good choices. Have a nice day.